Hello and welcome to Wisconsin Issues. Today's issue, Stingrays. Good. I've been waiting to talk about stingrays ever since those SOBs killed my childhood hero. I'm telling you, America's due for another endless war, and this time, those swimming pancakes are going down. Oh, sorry. I guess we're talking about stingray trackers today. This article tells us that two privacy organizations, the ALCU and the Electronic Frontier Foundation, called out Milwaukee police for secretly tracking the precise locations of cell phone users without getting search warrants. Law enforcement officials are using devices called Stingrays that simulate a cell phone tower. That means they can find phones even when they're not in use or when they have location privacy enabled. Stingrays have become a powerful tool for local police who promise the FBI they won't acknowledge having stingrays to anyone else. That includes judges who might ask what led to a defendant's arrest. These two organizations have filed a friend of court brief in the case of Damian Patrick. Police originally claimed that they had obtained information from an unknown source that had pointed them to Patrick's location. It later came out that the police simply tracked Patrick's phone in real time with the help of his service provider and probably a stingray. It was confirmed that they had used this stingray later this year, in April, when the journal Sentinel came out with this article, which says that federal prosecutors have confirmed the privacy advocate's suspicion that Milwaukee police used a so-called stingray to track down a suspected probation violator by zeroing in on a cell phone. This article also gives us a good definition of what a stingray is. It says, a stingray mimics a cell phone tower and draws all phones within its range to connect through it. The suitcase-sized device can find phones even when they're not in use, which we already know. They can locate a phone within a few feet, but also pull in information from all non-target phones within the stingray's reach. That means that even if the police aren't looking for you, they'll know who and where you are if you happen to be within their stingray's range. Going back to the first article, the ACLU says records show that from late 2010 to August 2015, Milwaukee police used the stingray in 579 cases, from homicides and sexual assaults to kidnappings and robberies, and to track down witnesses who didn't appear at trials. As of April 2014, Wisconsin law requires police to get a search warrant before using the devices. I'm glad that a search warrant is required, but if you go further down in the article, someone of the ACLU notes that Wisconsin law says a warrant should be granted if investigators show the phone tracking will provide information relevant to an ongoing criminal investigation, which is a lower standard than usually required for a search warrant. So it appears that even though a warrant is required for the use of a stingray, the standards to obtain that warrant are lower than what's usually required. If you're interested in learning about the legal fight that's going on between it, I'd recommend this article by the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Just click up here in the annotations. The next article I'd like to show you is from the ACLU. This is a map that shows you all of the law enforcement agencies that use stingrays in the United States. So for Wisconsin, if you click on it, it shows that the Milwaukee Police Department has them and the Wisconsin Department of Justice. And these are just proven instances. There may be other departments within Wisconsin that are using stingrays. This article by The Intercept is a huge list of the secret surveillance catalog. In here, you can find all of the technology that the government has access to that they can use to track and read our messages when we use our cell phones. So you may be thinking, what's the big deal? If I'm not doing anything wrong, I don't care if the government is tracking my cell phone. Well, to that, I have to point you in the direction of COINTELPRO. COINTELPRO